questions for Madison Scott and Tameiya Sadler.
Hey, at the end of the game, I saw your emotions and others, but yours was probably the most demonstrative. Just what was it in that fourth quarter that kind of led to what happened?
It was like a complete identity crisis. If that makes sense. Like you guys watched the first half. We played Ole Miss women's basketball. Our defense, fueled our offense. We were clicking all cylinders, and then we come out in the second half and we completely lay down. We completely go against or away from what was working. And the fourth quarter, you saw that emotion you saw from me was just honestly me being upset with not only myself, because I'm a leader on this team, but our total team performance in that second half. Because in our opinions, if we play basketball that we were playing in the first half, that game doesn't end like that. So just very upset, and very upset.
I guess obviously it's not a literal choice to play like that in the second half. What kind of leads into maybe when that mindset seeps in?
I think Coach O said it, like a level of big-headedness. Again, we know we have a lot to prove. We know we haven't, really done anything this year yet. We know that there's a lot of opportunities and a lot of things that we want to do well at this year. But in that moment, you're up, going big into the half. Every game that we've been up that big on this year, we've won. I think that there was a level of big-headedness. It's not enough. We don't have enough experience on this team to know, what the SEC is like. Anybody can win on any given night in the SEC. It doesn't matter how much you're up by, how much you're down by. What was it? A couple years ago, we were down 20 at Arkansas and came back and won halftime. So, we know that, but it takes a total team, effort and mindset to compete for 40 minutes and play Ole Miss women's basketball the right way for 40 minutes. And I think that's where we lacked at.
I guess for both of you guys, how much of a learning experience can the disparity between those first half and the second half be?
I feel like this just teaches us that we have to be able to compete throughout the whole time, the entirety of the game. So just taking that and learning from that, I like this. This is probably the biggest learning experience we have throughout the year. Just to take the game and know that you can lose. Like, we can lose, and I feel like when we have that mentality, that's when we'll be able to perform at our best.
Matt, take out the results and that, but how do you feel 2 games in that y'all kind of meshed with the new players and the old players? Obviously, it's much different than non-conference.
A lot different. But no, if you look at the first game and a half, I felt really good, about where we were. And honestly, still right now, we feel good about where we are. We haven't lost hope. We haven't stopped believing. We know what we're capable of. We just have to learn from our mistakes. You don't want to keep making the same mistakes. So that's our goal from this, is to learn from it. We know that we can compete with any team in the SEC as they can compete with us. We know that in order to win in the SEC, you have to rebound. You have to play defense. We know that. We've seen that. And now we've learned from this game that in order to win, too, it takes us doing that for a full 40 minutes. And, of course, some of us knew that, but it was for our total team. It was good for our entire team to see and experience this. And, of course, we hate for it to come in the L. But I would rather lose now than lose later on, when it counts. And I'm hoping that we learn from this.
3-game homestand coming up. Next 5 games in the state. How nice will that be? And what do you need to see in these next, 3 games specifically in this building?
I'm excited to play in front of the Rebel Nation just because it's my first year here, and I think that being home is probably the best thing you can have because you're not the only one that have to bring the energy. You have your fans here that can also bring your energy, so it's just gonna be fun.
Definitely, you just said it's hard to play on the road. It's very, very hard to play on the road. Every big game we've had has been away, so we're really excited to be in front of the Oxford community. We're excited to perform and give them something to cheer about and be proud of. And we're trying to win these games, no doubt about it.
Have you gotten to look at Vandy at all yet, or maybe that's too soon for that question?
We just closed out Texas A&M this morning, but we have practice next, and our coaches are going to prepare us,